This computer.
Oh,
All right, here we are. It's official. It's another episode of Covered in Dead, only now it's the podcast, which is a big deal for me. So thank you, Jeff Mattson, for
my
being a
pleasure.
guest. Yeah. Jeff Mattson, love you forever. Learned so much Grateful Dead from you. Just been a student of yours in all the ways. I still have all the tapes, the cassette tapes that you made me over the years of things. A lot of them were Bob Dylan, which thank you for that too, because I'm such a fan of Bob Dylan. So, and I think you might have had something to do with that.
Good, good. Spread the
Yes,
word.
right, exactly. So let's see. We can just start at the very beginning. So who turned you on to the Grateful Dead?
Well, to the best of my recollection, I think I turned myself on to
Oh,
it. I think I have. I Best I can remember is I heard Casey Jones, and thought it was a cool song.
yeah.
Took Working Man's Dead out of the library.
Oh, I love that.
Uh, and then, whatever it was, 6 months later, I took American Beauty out and liked that even better.
Yeah,
Uh, you know,
yeah.
I
We've got.
mean, hooked on trucking, as many people starting out
That's
did.
great. That's
But
fantastic.
I don't remember anybody. It might have been just in the air, people talking about it.
Are you the oldest in the family?
No, my brother's 16 months older than I am.
Mark is older than you.
Yeah,
Okay. But so did you turn him on to it?
I guess so. I guess so. We kind of got in at the same time.
Yeah, I got it. Right. You're a partner and everything. So how old were you?
Um, 13,
All right. Wow.
1971, I'd say.
That's fantastic.
70,
Huh.
71. I don't know. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, right. I know it's hard to recollect, especially when we start aging. I know that one. Okay, great. So when was your first Grateful Dead show?
My first show was at the Nassau Coliseum, September 8th, 1973.
Oh, great. You remember the set
And
list?
I'm sorry?
Do you remember the set list?
No, I'm I couldn't spit it out. They actually put it out. I think I jotted it down here. Um, uh, yeah, it's Dave's Picks in 38.
Okay, all right.
But it's notable is that it was the first Weather Report suite and
Oh,
the first Let Me Sing Your Blues Away.
wow,
I
fantastic.
mean, I didn't know either one of them at the time because the record wasn't out yet.
Right. Wow. That's great. How many times do you think? I don't even remember them playing Let Me Sing Your Blues Away too many
I
times.
think like five, six times.
Oh yeah, okay. In fact, I don't think I played that one on my radio show, so we'll have to
It's
make that part of.
the only Keith vocal in
Right.
the, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
We play it with DSO.
You do.
Yeah.
Feel like I might have even seen that. Well, I'll have to think more about it. See so many shows, so little time, and
And I played it with, with Donna Jean, of course, too.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. Just to talk about that for a minute. Yeah, I can remember from knowing you years ago, your love of Donna Jean, and it always makes me so happy to know that you two connected. And I know
Yeah.
she was a huge fan of yours. I mean, I know it's reciprocal, but she
Yeah.
was a fan of yours, and I always saw that. And
Yeah, we got to be like best friends, and she's just wonderful. I miss
yeah,
her every day.
I know. I'm sorry about that. I know it must have been rough for you, and a lot of folks
Yeah.
who knew and loved
But
her.
I'm glad, we got to play together for so much and make a few albums and write songs together, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, some good stuff. I played a few of your when after she passed away. I played on the show some of your songs with Donna Jean and the Tricksters,
Yeah.
and then it was one of those. I feel like it was Donna Jean and the Tricksters, maybe with special guest Bob Weir at Sweetwater. I feel like that's
Oh, okay. Yeah.
what a killer jam, man. I mean that was all the jams, but yeah, that
That
what
was
an
the first time,
opportunity.
first time I got to play with Bob, so that was
Yeah.
a highlight. And I have a picture Bob Minkin took of Donna, Bobby, and me singing Jack Straw all at the same time. So it's a cool moment for me.
That,
And then he
yeah.
put us through the paces too. He like in the middle of Jack Straw, he said, "Oh, let's go reggae now."
Right,
That kind of
right.
thing. He put us
That's what I
through.
played on the show, and I remember like, what's going on? Because I wasn't privy to the end. I was watching it as it unfolded, and I was like, "What's Bobby doing? What's going on?" And it was like he threw you a curveball,
Yeah, yeah.
which is pretty cool. Well, you caught that one. I'll tell you what, that was great. When was that? Do you remember what year that was at Sweetwater? It's okay.
Out of hand.
All right.
It was the closing weekend of the original Sweetwater.
Oh, okay.
The one, well, they were both in Mill. They're both in Mill Alley, but
Right. Yeah.
and
Huh.
I think there was one more show the night after, and that was it for that place. But we had played there with the Zen Tricksters a bunch, so
Right.
cool place, small, tiny little stage.
Yeah, I don't know the old one. I only know the new one,
Yeah,
or the recent one, I should say, or the
not that new
existing.
anymore.
Yeah, right, the existing one.
Mhm.
All right. So, what do you think drew you to the Grateful Dead?
Well, uh, I've said this in a lot of interviews, but my dad was a jazz musician, so I grew up hearing jazz, and it just seemed like the most natural thing in the world to improvise. Well, I mean, I guess the first thing that drew me to it was the songs, and the songs are great, and they hold up all these years later. Um, and no matter what people change them around, it's the nuts and bolts of the songs, the lyrics, the melodies, the chord progressions, the just the freshness of some of the stuff is just remarkable. So the songs first, and then I was attracted to the jamming. I just thought it was great, and then particularly after I saw them the first time, and I realized that the songs I heard, even the live stuff I heard from Europe '72 and Skull and Roses, was different. And I saw what was the same and what was different, and I was like, this is for me. This is great.
Yeah.
And then, I was attracted to the deep psychedelia too, like
Right.
when they really went to some out there places. That I love that.
So you're saying it was 73 when you went to your first show, right? Isn't
Yeah.
that what you said? So that's from my recollection, TC was kind of helping them go into that psychedelia world.
No, no.
No?
TC was out at the beginning of '69. So,
But I mean from TC came that kind of psychedelia. That's what
well,
my
yeah.
little
I mean, they added TC on when they were starting to really explore the deep psychedelia, and Pigpen really wasn't up to it as a keyboard player. He was a
Okay.
blues guy,
Right.
and they knew Tom Costanton from Phil knew him from Mills College, where they were studying composing and stuff like
Oh,
that. So he was already a composer, as was Phil, and uh,
right.
so they were really into far out stuff.
Okay.
So he was a natural fit. But when I say psychedelia, I'm not necessarily just talking about the Anthem, the Sun, Oxa Moxa, Live Dead. It's continued through all the years. That just playing for the buzz kind of a thing.
Yeah. Right.
Like going ecstatic, um, uh, modal jams, all that stuff.
Okay.
Feedback. You know,
Yeah.
atonal music.
Love that. Just love that. All right. So, when did you start playing the music of the Grateful Dead?
Well, my first band, we played some. We played a mixture of all kinds of stuff. Of course, it was just a cover band. Uh, but I mean, I think as early as it was a band called Hypnocracy, and
Ooh.
it was like guess like 1973, 74. So it was around that time
Oh, wow.
playing Bertha and playing in the band and
Right.
my uncle and Love Light, things like that. Uh, so that, and then uh, we formed a band. The first band that I had that really played out in bars and stuff like that was a band called Wild Oats with
Oh,
um, um, my brother was played keys, Dave Tamarkin, I don't know if you know Dave Tamarkin,
yeah. Didn't he play
drums.
with the Volunteers for a little bit? Or the Tricksters, maybe even?
Tricksters. He felt
Yeah.
right a lot. Um,
Huh.
Jeff Goldstein on bass and Bob Strano, who just passed away, on
Oh,
a rhythm guitar.
he did? He passed
Yeah,
away?
yeah, like a week or two ago.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
We just connected. I remember seeing him with you guys somewhere. Wow, that's shocking. I didn't
yeah,
realize that.
that. And then he was the guy who pulled me into the Volunteers when they had been a band that was like a prog band called Lifestream, and they decided to go all Grateful Dead, and so Bob went down and auditioned, and they wanted him obviously because nobody could play like that Bob Weir stuff back then, and
Right.
he said, "I'll join, but you got to get rid of your lead guitarist and get my friend Jeff in there." So that was very cool. So
Wow.
that was 1979. So
Right.
so
Right.
that whole Volunteers turning into Zen Tricksters. We're looking at 47 years now.
Ooh. Yeah,
It's just
I think
crazy.
about that as,
Or
it's
so I'm the
phenomenal.
only person that's been in it for 47
Right,
years.
right. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know it was that long. Wow, but I know it's the longest running from what my understanding is, the longest running dead band or something like that, right? I don't think there's
I
anyone.
don't, well, I mean, there's bands that play Grateful Dead that, like Max Creek, they
Right.
played some Grateful. They played more when they started out. They still play like once or twice a year, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, they're a little past that, I think, 50 something years or something.
Yeah. When Jerry passed away, I remember the Zen Tricksters and the Deadbeats. We played the Roxy there in Huntington, that Jerry
Oh,
Garcia
yeah, yeah,
tribute.
yeah.
But I think Max Creek was on that bill, from what I remember. Do you remember?
Wait, you saw who?
Max Creek. I think they were on that bill.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'll have
I
to
know
look
the
back.
place. I remember the gig you're talking about.
You remember?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that place.
yeah.
Frank
That
Carrillo's place.
who say what?
The guy Frank Carrillo, he was like a Long Island promoter. I think that was his place. Uh,
Oh,
this is
okay.
ancient history. This is not, you know,
Yeah, right.
anybody remembers that? It's probably in a wheelchair right now. So,
I remember my mom was there, and she,
and she was a teenager, right?
she was a teenager. No, but she was there at the Roxy, and she saw somebody like, playing air guitar, and she didn't know what he was doing. She's like,
Uh,
he kept scratching his belly, and I was like, Mom, that's air guitar. And she's like, he was really into it, this guy, and then she said, I really enjoyed all the harmonies and the music that was being played. Everything, she said, I had no idea that it wasn't heavy metal. I thought the Grateful Dead was like a
oh,
heavy
yeah,
metal
yeah.
band. I don't
The
know.
common uh, misunderstanding. Yeah.
That's funny. I've never thought that, but I never thought too hard about it. Okay, so let's see. So you start. So it was hip. What was the first one called? The band
Hypnocracy,
Hypnocracy. That's
which
good.
is taken from the liner notes from Europe 72, I think. Or
Huh.
maybe, no. And some of the stuff the Deadheads used to send you. It was like a Robert Hunter construction.
Hmm.
Considering the rise of hypnocracy,
Uh, that's great. That's great. And then Wild Oats.
yeah.
That's a good name too. Not as good as Hypnocracy though. I like that one. Okay, so let's see. When did you first join Dark Star Orchestra?
Um, well, 2009, I first started playing with him. That's when John Kadlicek started playing with Further.
Right.
And so it was just be I was just supposed to fill in some shows, and then I think he found out pretty quick that they didn't want him to be in Dark Star anymore. They wanted to have complete control over when he played and where he played and everything like that. Um,
You mean
so
further? You mean further? Did
Further, yes,
Yeah, right, right, right.
yeah. So he found out he had to leave Dark Star, and so then they approached me about joining. And I was a little on the fence about it at first because I was playing with Donna Jean. We had a good thing going. I mean, not on the success level of Dark Star, but musically. Uh, so I did a few tours, and then I think they did a tour with Stu Allen, seeing if he would fit in, and then eventually I officially joined in somewhere in 2010.
So I was thinking about
Playing with
that.
them for, I guess, 17 years
Yeah,
now.
I'm blown away by that when I thought about it because saw you all at Mountain Jam. I feel like it was before that. Um, and I'd have to check dates, but I remember when you joined or officially, I was all like, "What?" This was a mind blower. Of course, ecstatic for you because you were the best Jerry guy around. You know what I mean? So there was no doubt in my mind it was a perfect fit for you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna. I am going to say how much I love and appreciate your playing forever, and that's just always something that has drawn me to your bands. I don't know if you know, but the first time I went to see you, Dino took me because we were prepping for the Grateful Dead show coming up, which was
Dino Perucci.
yeah, Dino Perucci. That's right. And he's like, "Oh, I got to take you to see this band." And so we went to the Right Trek Inn, and I was all that. It was. I mean, it took a song, and I knew some Dead songs, but not a lot of Dead songs. But
Oh,
your band was incredible. And I was just like, "Holy mac!" And so then I was like, "We're going back next Saturday, right?" And he's like, "Oh, I got something to do." I was like, "Well, I'm going back." So I grabbed my sister, my younger sister Donna, and brought her back. And she was. I mean, she's not even a Deadhead, but she was like, "Oh my God, this is incredible." And then, of course, every week I started going. And it was like I really did learn a lot of the Grateful Dead from at that time the Volunteers, though that's what the name was when I first started
oh,
with y'all. It was the Volunteers, and then I think it came kind of simultaneous with Lee Finkelstein and Rob Baracco coming in, making it Zen Tricksters. Right? Is that when you
well, yeah. I mean,
something around there?
it's around that time. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah. They were never in Volunteers. They were always in
right,
the Tricksters. Yeah.
right. That I remember. And yeah, but wow, the crowds loved it and ate it up, and there was a whole scene in that parking lot
Yeah,
outside
yeah,
the
yeah.
right track. It was a
I
shakedown.
some people even went there and didn't come in. They just
Oh, really? I was never one, and I if my friends couldn't show up on time, well then I went alone because I wasn't going to miss the downbeat. I wanted to hear that first note of the first song, and then you play the game. I play the game. What song are they doing? And because that's always fun. Even all these years later.
yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, I was hooked. So and then I did 4 years of every show. I don't know if you remember that.
Wow,
Yeah, and it was I guess you had the Ted's place, Theodore's.
that
That's what
was
it was in Oyster Bay, and you had a couple nights there because you did like Jeff Mattson band. You had
hmm.
some EO Muff and the Queen, if I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
You, Jenna Markard, and
Steve
Steve
Ramirez.
Steve Ramirez, right on the bass,
Yeah.
right? EO Muff and the Queen. I think I have something with the artwork over there. Uh, and I may have been underage at the time, and then celebrated my 21st like two times, I think, because one was the real one and one was a year early, just so I could get in there. But
Uh,
don't tell. Um,
Coming for you.
yeah, Oh, well, that's funny. But yeah, and then you had the right track in, and I think there was like, it varied between like Carol's Place, right? Carol's Place. I
Yeah, I'm
don't,
sure we were playing Wetlands and
right. Wetlands, saw almost all of those.
a lot of places.
Yeah, that was some
We
good.
drive down the street in Long Island without saying, "Hey, see that card store over there?" I used to play there,
We used to play there in the back. That's great. Well, it's always a bonding experience when I talk to friends from Long Island that are deadheads. Oh yeah, I was at the right track. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
we were there every Saturday.
Everywhere we go in the country with DSL, there's somebody else. Oh, right track in.
Nice. Yeah,
And
that's
then I
great.
say, "You're old, man."
Oh, that's great. And you had a nice family of folks. I've seen, there were some folks that came and went in the band, over the course
Oh,
of
there's
time.
lots of them.
But there was a gelling between you and Tommy that was clear. You, Jenna and Tommy, I think very much in the front had that charisma too. The playing, looking back, and the connections and the relationship that y'all had. It showed, and there's some videos. Like sometimes when I try to play some stuff on my radio show and I look for y'all in the old days, I see Greenie in the crowd. I'm like, but
Yeah,
where
yeah.
am I? And I keep looking because I know I was right in front of you or Jenna or, right up in the front, always right up in the front. And it was at that time that I learned like I didn't like to talk at all during the show. Don't talk to me. I'm going to be by myself because
Right.
this was my glory, a lot, and it still is. I'd have to say. And anytime I get to see you is a pleasure. I'm looking forward to you have some Bethel Woods
Oh,
again
yeah.
this summer. I can't wait for that. That's going to be great. I saw you're doing the Greek. That's
Yeah, two
also going to
nights. Yeah,
2 nights at the Greek. That's pretty fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Been there a couple of
Congratulations.
years ago, but this
Oh,
is,
you did?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, that's a super venue. I mean, I've only seen it. I actually was in California just visiting, and we drove around there, but there was no show. I didn't go to a show there, so I've been saying I want to go to a show there, but unfortunately, I have my own shows that weekend that you're playing there, so I can't make it. But maybe there'll be a time for us there. Let's see. Okay, so can you name one or two of your favorite songs by the Grateful Dead that they covered?
I was thinking about that. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. I'd say "Not Fade Away" is a good example because they took a relatively simple song and they really made it their own. And
Yeah.
once they started playing it, they played it right to the last show. Oh, well, not maybe not at the last show, but through their whole history. And it evolved and changed, and things came and went.
Yeah.
But I always appreciated more the covers they did that they really made them their own. I think they got a little lazy in the later years where they would just kind of do cover versions, like something like I heard they doing before I saw it. They were doing "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds." I was, oh, great! But then they just kind of did like I don't want to say a bad cover band version of it, but it was okay. It was good. It wasn't,
Right.
but
It
it
was
didn't do anything. They didn't add anything
right.
to it.
It was like the original kind of. They
Yeah,
just
yeah,
copied that, right? Yeah.
yeah. And I appreciated it more when they took the songs and made them their own.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of so in 71 when you were first listening, right? Or you said 71, 72 when you were first listening.
71, I guess. Yeah,
So there were more covers back there, and they did take them out, which is something that they did, I guess, early on,
yeah,
or it took the
yeah,
time
yeah.
to experiment.
Yeah, there's a lot of like on Skull and Roses. There's a lot of cover songs on there, and
So not fade away. That's great. And I was
uh,
just listening to Cornell. I'm sorry, you were going to say
yeah,
something?
no, that's all right. 'Cause they,
Yeah, I was just listening to Cornell because I'm going to be playing that to celebrate the Cornell 77 run, and they didn't do the head, E, they
yeah,
didn't, right, and
that
then
came back years later.
right,
Yeah,
right, right,
it
and
was there in the beginning, and it came back years later.
Yeah.
Just an
Right.
example of something. And then the stops, when they started doing the stops, like, I want to tell you how it's
Oh
going.
yeah.
That was a thing, you know.
Yeah. That's an
And
interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about.
you probably wouldn't know this, but in the Keith and Donnie years, when particularly in the late '70s, when My Love is Bigger Than a Cadillac, Donna would grab her hair and pull it. My love is bigger than a Cadillac, and she'd
Oh, that's
pull them
great.
all out like that.
That's great.
I got her to do that a couple of times.
And she had the hair. She had
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
all the
you
way
got as
out.
far as she could reach.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's great. Donna Jean. All right. Oh, that's great. So, okay, let's see.
Another one though,
Yeah.
I love what they did with Samson and Delilah. I thought that they, you know, if you know the Reverend Gary Davis version of it, just one guy with a guitar, but they really captured the intensity, like, and translated into a rockin' song, you know, but really kept the spirit of the Gary Davis version. Or another one like Peggy-O, they really made that their own.
Yeah. Right.
It's
Yeah.
just a simple folk song, and they got gave it that sort of faux reggae feeling, you know,
Yeah.
and those beautiful solos they played on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's true. That's a great one. Two great ones. Grate.
oh, I see what you did
I'm sure you've never heard that one before.
there.
Okay, so let's see. Was there a song that the Grateful Dead played that you were surprised to find out was a cover?
You know, I thought a lot about that, and I couldn't think of one. And I think the reason for that is I've always been like a liner note nerd.
Ah, right,
You know,
right,
as soon as anything came out, I wanted to know where it came from and
right,
who wrote it and what the original sounded like. And
right,
so I just couldn't think of anything that that fit that description. You know,
right.
I've certainly blown a lot of people's minds when they thought that the Dead wrote a song and they said, "No, that's originally by X." You know, not
Right.
X of the band, but I don't think they ever covered any X songs. I know they didn't, actually.
Well, yeah, that's interesting because it makes sense if you read liner notes, and that's very much how I grew up as well. You know, album covers and all of the details.
Yeah.
But when it started with the Dead, I did kind of go into like the live show recordings,
Uh-huh.
not so much along with the album recordings, but very much, Dino was a stickler for wanting me to hear the live shows. And I remember the first few times it was like, just turn that off because all it was, I couldn't quite hear the band. I wanted to hear the band. I don't
Yeah.
know if maybe it wasn't the best quality recordings. And then we got to like Reckoning or Working Man's Dead and I mean, American Beauty. Those just right there were kind of some of the ones that just hit me in a way that was, oh, like I got it. And
Mm.
then I could read the liner notes. But indeed, I didn't know some of the covers. And that's what I love about my radio show is a lot of folks don't. My friend says to me, Morning Dew is a cover song. And I'm like, it sure is. The
Yeah.
Bonnie Dobson, right?
Another one though, where they really made their own. Though.
Right, exactly. All 19 or 21 minutes of some of the, I mean, like, just took that out there. I mean,
And
even
they
that core.
even changed some lyrics. They changed the chord progression. And the whole shape of it. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 that was great. Let's see. Okay, do you
Quick
have?
one for you. I don't think a lot of people realize that It Must Have Been the Roses is not a Garcia Hunter song. It's just a Hunter song.
Oh,
Garcia, it was on Hunter's first record, Tales from the Great Rum Runners. And Garcia said, "Hey, I'd like to do that song." He said, "You know what?" Hunter said, "This one time, though, you can't put your name on it. That's all."
yeah, that's right. That's great. Wow, I didn't know that. Love it. I'm trying to think of the song that Jerry wrote that he said it's mine. It was all mine. Golden Road was it? What was it that he
Oh,
wrote?
well, that was, yeah. That was before they started writing with Hunter and Cube
Oh,
before. And and Cryptical, that was just written by Garcia. Those
Okay.
and some of those really shady ones they did that never on any records. The LSD Millionaire and all those
Oh.
songs
That
can't go.
was just Jerry, you saying?
No, well, I don't actually know. They might have put all their names on them, but those were not Hunter songs because
Right.
so some of them, that I don't know. I don't know
Huh.
if they were probably writing them collectively and or Jerry and Phil, whatever, that kind of
Right. Oh, to go
don't
back to
stand
those
up very
days.
well.
Say it again.
Those songs don't hold up very well, I don't think.
Wow. Have you played Alice D Millionaire? Have you played that one?
No,
Not
Barack
yet.
went with Phil and Friends. He wasn't. He wasn't that thrilled about it, though.
He wasn't.
No, he just, it was a novelty, but he didn't. Song didn't stand up to, even playing it with Phil and Friends.
Yeah. Oh, those days. Those were fun days. All right. So tell me, do you have a favorite or two Grateful Dead song to cover?
I
I
covered
mean,
quite a few of them actually. Um,
well, what are some of your favorites to play?
I,
I know, and
I think,
this I understand this might change from day to day, and that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Right, right,
that's the truth. I
right,
mean, always Dark Star, because
right.
it invites so much personal expression. But I'm a sucker for the ballads. I love those. I love to do Stella Blue and Mission in the Rain
Yeah.
and Time, Little Fred.
Jerry's saying hello. This is my cat Jerry, named for Jerry, of course. I mean, I also have Joni Meowchel. She's my other cat, Joni Meowchel. She's adorable. I didn't know when I got her. I didn't know if I should name her Jerry. I mean, I'm sorry, Joni or Janice. And I was kind of thinking, let me just let her make her sounds. And then
Yeah,
it
was she
was
a
a
big
very,
drinker?
say it again.
A big drinker?
Nah, well, not yet anyway.
Stand around the water bowl and watch.
But her first meow was very high pitched and
I
soft and sweet. So it was written in the stars. It was, of course, I don't know, they didn't really they don't always get along very well. Maybe I should have named her Janice. I don't know. But you know what? That's all right. Okay, so what about some of these covers that we hear? Grateful Dead covers. There's so many compilations and so many people doing them.
Yeah.
Even now, more so. Like, who are some that you like? Or
Well, I just went a few weeks ago to see Gillian Welsh and David Rawlings do a whole night of Grateful Dead, and it was
unbelievable.
awesome.
You saw the Cap. You were at the Cap.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been into Gillian Welsh since she made her first record.
Wow.
It's just like 30 years ago or something like that. So
Wow. Yeah.
it's one of those cool things where, all those years I had no idea that they were Deadheads, and then every once in a while I'd see them drop in like China Doll or Broke Down Palace, and they also covered like some of the covers like Monkey and the Engineer and
Right.
It Ain't No Lie. So I said, aha, so they're hip to the Dead, okay. And then I saw them last year at the Cap, and they did a couple. I think they did Broke Down Palace and maybe China Doll. And I was like, oh, that was cool. I figured they were doing that because it was the Cap, It was
Right. Right.
a very dead friendly place.
Yeah.
And then when I heard they were doing this, I was like, oh, got to see that for sure.
Yeah. That's
And
great.
yeah, I mean, they said it was like they were doing Reckoning, but they did a lot of other stuff that they didn't do at those 1980 shows.
Wow. Yeah. I loved the interaction with, the drums, like the snare drum and seeing, I only saw some of the videos. I wasn't at the shows, but between,
Oh yeah, yeah. Right.
two of them playing this.
She's playing strum, snare drum and strum,
Right.
and the bass players too.
Yeah.
He's going boom,
Yeah.
And they're
Unbelievable.
both playing the snare drum at the same
And it
time.
was really well done.
Yeah,
From just the little videos I saw, it was just, and no overplaying, that's for sure. It was
yeah. I
very,
mean, it was just on a few songs, but
yeah,
it
but it
was.
was so
I saw that
cool.
snare drum there, and I was like, "Who's gonna play that?" And I'm
Yeah, right,
like,
right. Well, it helps to have drums sometimes, right? Paul
like,
Cowart. Paul
like
Cowart.
they came back for an encore and did Saint Stephen into Wharf Rat, back into Saint Stephen into Morning Dew.
What?
You know, it was like,
Oh my God, that's great.
and I'm like, yeah, I didn't think I'd be seeing Gillian Welch do Saint Stephen.
Yeah, right. I saw her open up for Nora Jones back some years, right when Nora was fresh on the scene, or at least that's not true because I think she just won the Grammy at that point. But Gillian Welch was the opener. It was so cool. Yeah, they were great, and that was Paul Cowart on the bass
Yeah,
that night. Yeah,
yeah.
with David Rollins.
From what's that band? Old Me- Old Crow Medicine
Old
Show.
Crow Medicine Show. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, that was solid. Okay, so that was a great night. So there's a whole bunch of stuff to to to,
yeah,
to pull on there. And okay, so I know that it might be hard to nail down your first or your favorite. Sorry, your favorite Grateful Dead show. But do you have a
yeah. I
favorite?
mean, I started thinking about it, and I wrote down about five or six. But if I have to go with one, and again it changes, and I really don't have one, but I'll
Right,
just say because it's 5-4 today,
right.
5-4-72 at the Olympia Theater in Paris of
Oh
that
yeah.
show, and I got to play that show at the Olympia Theater in Paris too.
That's so cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I remember I was texting with you, as a matter of fact, and you're like, "Greetings from Paris," and I was like, "Oh my God, he's playing the Olympia Theater! How awesome is that?" Yeah. In fact, that was one of my favorite shows. I remember I had it on cassette, and it always stood out as one of my favorites. 5472. Good on that. All right. Yeah.
And there's another 5-4. Oh, I guess I'm thinking of the Palladium. I went. I was lucky that the tour I saw the most shows on in my whole career was the Spring Tour '77. I just
Oh my God, you were lucky. You are lucky.
hold on a second.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Your
So
fans are blowing up your spot over there.
that was actually Cotter, our sound man.
Oh, yeah,
Going back.
that's great. Well, all right, that's wonderful. I know it's for me a big treat, so appreciate you being a part of this with me, and we're going to launch it soon, and I'm very excited to share this interview. It's been nice chatting with you, and I wish you a great, traveling
Thank
experience
you.
with DSO and all the shows being fun, and
You
I'll see
too.
you.
You have reformed Brown Eyed Women
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Well, we never unformed or deformed it or whatever, but yeah, we've gone through a few changes in personnel,
Yeah.
and so yeah, we're gonna get that going this summer, and we have some exciting shows in store. So that's nice. One of that, oh, I think we're playing on the same night. You're playing Rock the Dock in Lake George, I
George.
think it
Yeah.
is, right? And that's July 11th, and we're over at the Dead of Summer Music Festival in Manchester, Vermont,
Oh.
which is kind of like a nice all dead fest. There's a lot of.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess we got like God Street Wine, which might not be fully dead that night or whatever, but it looks by the look of it, it's a similar amount of bands or similar lineup to the Skull and Roses thing, other than some of the bigger ones. But
Right.
I would have to say it's very exciting, and there are bigger ones. I mean, Jerry's Middle Finger's really been slaying it lately,
Mhm.
and seeing all that good stuff out there. Do you ever just go out and check out another dead band for the fun of it?
Not too often. I
Yeah,
mean, I see them at those festivals and
yeah,
stuff,
right, right.
but it's a little bit weird for me, like to.
just to go hang out in the crowd.
What I really want to do is I want to go see the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. Oh, I'm right
Back
there
in the
with you.
day, I saw
Man,
many
spring of
shows.
'77. I can't believe that you were there for that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And so,
They
yeah, I
were
mean
so on
that.
fire, and so it just kept going and going and going.
Wow.
And they played a
Yeah.
lot of shows in the northeast. They had
Right.
3 shows at the Capitol in Passaic. They did 5 shows at the Palladium in New York City, New Haven, Boston, Bart
Ithaca.
Hall, Ithaca,
Yeah.
and
Right.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
And then a little bit later, they came back and played Hartford. Yeah,
Yeah.
good
What a
stuff.
run. That's great. All right, Jeff Mattson, thank you so much for your time today.
My
I'm going to
pleasure.
stop recording now and then we'll say goodbye again.
Okay.